Did you know that the signs of autism in women can be so subtle that even specialists often miss them? What many interpret as shyness, quirks, or even a strong personality may actually conceal a complex and fascinating reality. Imagine living for years with profound challenges, like extreme discomfort with lights or sounds, without knowing there's a bigger explanation. Even worse, many women mask these signs to fit in, enduring daily emotional exhaustion that feels endless. The most intriguing part? These signs are quite different from those typically seen in men. They hide in behavioral and sensory nuances that require a keen eye to identify. And the most important takeaway, recognizing these signs not only brings relief, but can also transform lives. Get ready, because what you're about to discover will demystify female autism and open a world of empathy and understanding that few know about. Eye contact challenges. Avoiding eye contact is not simply about shyness or being rude. For some, it's a sensory battle. For autistic women, this challenge can feel even more intense as the world expects normal visual responses. Imagine being in an environment with bright lights and loud noises while having to stare directly at someone. For those facing this, it's like holding a live flame in their hands. Small adjustments, like focusing on someone's eyebrow or glancing at a neutral point, can provide immediate relief without losing the conversational connection. This behavior can lead to social misunderstandings. People may interpret a lack of eye contact as disinterest or even coldness. Yet, the reality is that these women are striving to focus on the conversation's content, blocking out the noise direct eye contact brings. Creating connections in quieter settings or suggesting group interactions where the pressure is reduced can be helpful. Practicing eye contact in less intense situations might help. Starting with recorded videos or mirrors allows discomfort to be gradually worked through without the weight of another's presence. This simple exercise can lead to significant progress, fostering confidence in future interactions. Still, it's essential to remember that avoiding direct gazes is a part of who they are and deserves respect. But does this quest for adaptation impact every aspect of their lives? This leads us to explore how other signs can be just as challenging, like their distinctive way of communicating. Let's dive into that next. Monotone talking. Speech inflection is often seen as a reflection of emotion. However, for autistic women, a monotone voice is more a neurological expression than a deliberate choice. This trait, which may seem disinterested or emotionless, is frequently misunderstood. People might think they're uninterested or sarcastic when, in fact, they're expressing their thoughts in the most authentic way possible. This speaking style can create personal and professional challenges. Imagine a job interview where the interviewer mistakes this trait for a lack of enthusiasm. To navigate such situations, practices like recording oneself and listening for strategic emphasis can help identify where to add variation. This isn't about changing who they are but about easing communication in specific contexts. Many autistic women also find comfort in alternative communication methods. Writing messages, using text apps, or even creating visual presentations can be incredibly helpful. These approaches shift focus from verbal speech and allow ideas to be expressed more clearly. Something as simple as a well-structured email can often convey far more than spoken words. This journey of adaptation doesn't end here. Monotone speech is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Could their intense passions for specific topics offer more insight into understanding these women? Let's explore that next. Obsessive interests. It's fascinating how a specific topic can become the center of the universe for many autistic women. These intense passions go beyond hobbies, they're like safe harbors amidst the storms of the outside world. Imagine someone finding absolute comfort in diving into books about medieval history or spending hours analyzing details of a true crime case. These interests provide stability during times of sensory or emotional overload. These passions, however, are not always understood. While some see them as obsessions or a lack of balance, it's important to recognize that these deep focuses often reflect a desire to understand the world meaningfully. For instance, a woman fascinated by astronomy might develop impressive knowledge that puts her ahead in discussions or even a career in academia. With support, these interests can become extraordinary talents or careers. To channel these passions practically, setting specific goals is a great approach. If the interest lies in cooking, for example, why not explore historical dishes from different cultures? Or, if true crime is the focus, watching award-winning documentaries and discussing theories in groups can turn a pastime into an engaging community. The idea is to use this enthusiasm for growth and connection with others. However, these passions often coexist with another intriguing phenomenon, masking behaviors to blend in. Let's delve deeper into this in the next section. Masking. Masking is an almost artistic skill many autistic women develop to navigate social expectations. It involves observing, learning, and mimicking normal behaviors, such as facial expressions, voice tone, and gestures, to avoid judgment or fit into groups. Imagine attending a play where you're the only actor without a script. That's how many women feel while performing the roles they believe are expected of them. While masking can ease interactions, it comes at a high cost. The energy spent maintaining this performance often leads to emotional exhaustion or even identity crises. How can someone truly know who they are when much of their day is dedicated to pleasing others or not appearing different? Small breaks, such as moments of solitude to recharge, can help reduce the toll of this practice. For example, women may imitate laughter or force smiles during social gatherings. While it may seem natural to those around them, inside, they might be questioning, "Am I doing this right?" Recognizing and accepting these dynamics, both for those experiencing them and those nearby, is essential. This creates an environment where masking doesn't have to be the sole strategy for social interaction. But what happens when this mask is no longer enough to handle accumulated emotions? This leads us to one of the most intense signs, meltdowns. Let's explore that next. Meltdowns. Meltdowns are like internal storms that have no other way to manifest but outwardly. For many autistic women, they arise as a response to the buildup of stimuli or emotions that couldn't be adequately processed. Imagine a pressure cooker on high heat for too long. At some point, it has to release the pressure. This can come in the form of uncontrollable crying, social withdrawal, or even intense irritability. These reactions are often misunderstood. Some people see meltdowns as overreactions or drama, but they're actually a cry for help from an overwhelmed brain. A common example is someone breaking down in tears at home after a noisy, crowded work meeting. In these moments, tools like noise-canceling headphones or deep breathing techniques can significantly reduce the impact. The key is understanding that meltdowns aren't choices, they're signs that limits have been exceeded. Suggesting restorative activities, like a warm bath or quiet time in a comfortable space, can help alleviate tension. Preventing these crises requires identifying triggers. Was it an overloaded schedule? Or perhaps a sensory challenging environment? These emotional responses are closely tied to how someone's senses react to their surroundings, leading us to another critical aspect, sensory issues. Let's dive into that next. Sensory issues. Sensory issues can turn the daily lives of autistic women into a roller coaster. Loud noises, bright lights, intense smells, or uncomfortable textures can be utterly exhausting, even if they seem minor to others. Imagine walking into a grocery store filled with flickering fluorescent lights, noisy carts, various food smells, all while trying to focus on shopping. For those with hypersensitivity, it's like attending a rock concert at full volume, unprepared. This heightened sensitivity influences daily choices. Clothes with itchy tags or seams may be instantly rejected, and crowded places avoided altogether. Practical solutions include carrying sunglasses, noise-canceling headphones, or wearing tagless, soft clothing to reduce sensory strain. Small environmental adjustments can make a significant difference. On the flip side, some autistic women experience hyposensitivity, seeking stronger stimuli to feel connected to the world. They may prefer tight hugs or crave specific textures. These preferences highlight how the sensory spectrum varies greatly, requiring personalized approaches to these challenges. This complex sensory relationship can even impact physical behaviors, such as walking on tiptoes. Could there be a direct connection? Let's explore this in the next section. Tiptoe walking. Walking on tiptoes might seem common in young children, but in autistic women, it often persists into adulthood. This intriguing habit could be linked to sensory issues or how the body processes stimuli. Think of it as a way to avoid the discomfort of feeling the entire sole of the foot on the ground or as a method to seek balance. It's not just a curious behavior, it's a reflection of how their bodies uniquely adapt to the world. Beyond sensory factors, physical and neurological elements may also play a role. Some women report that tiptoe walking gives them a sense of security or control, especially in environments where other senses are overwhelmed. For instance, if a floor is cold or has an unpleasant texture, walking on tiptoes becomes a natural solution. This habit, however, can come with challenges. Some may experience leg or ankle pain due to the constant strain. Alleviating this can involve specific exercises, such as daily stretches for the lower legs, which promote flexibility and comfort. Orthopedic inserts can also help distribute weight more evenly. This small detail about walking reveals the spectrum's complexity. Every movement tells a story far deeper than meets the eye. And with that, we've completed the analysis of these 7 unique signs. Now that you know these 7 signs, how about looking around with more empathy and attention? How many women might be facing these challenges silently, not realizing their experiences have a name, a reason, and, most importantly, a solution? Recognizing these traits is the first step to supporting, understanding, and perhaps even helping someone discover a new perspective on themselves. Think about how transformative it would be if everyone around you began applying this knowledge. What can you do now to change your perception of autism and create a more welcoming world? Share your reflections in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning about important and rarely explored topics like this. Also, leave a comment below. Which of these signs surprised you the most? Let's talk about it.